Kommen zurück zur Finalsession der Interwetten Austrian Darts Open 2023. Die Viertelfinals live und präsentiert von der PDC Europe hier aus der Steiermark-Halle in Graz. Hier kommen unsere nächsten beiden Viertelfinalisten. Wir begrüßen auf der Bühne aus Wales die aktuelle Nummer 7 der Welt. Ein World Grand Prix, Masters, Premier League und World Cup of Darts Champion. Hier kommt the Ferret, Jonny Sein Gegner kommt aus Bradford, England, die aktuelle Nummer 12 der Welt. Ein Premier League Finalist und der frühere Masters Champion. Wir begrüßen Rockstar Joe Cullen.
Quarterfinal number 2 here at the Austrian Darts Open. For the right to face Daryl Gurney in our first semi-final later this evening. Jonny Clayton is a man who knows what it's like to go all the way to the title here, as he did 5 years ago, winning the green jacket and winning at the time £25,000 that made a big difference as far as his ranking was concerned at the time. It was the first perhaps indication of what was to come from Jonny Clayton. And the illustrious success that he's had, especially in 2021. But Joe Cullen is really serving notice of his intent this weekend as well. He produced for me the performance of Saturday afternoon, averaging almost 103 in his impressive 6-2 win over Nick Kenny. And I have to say as well, he was perhaps the man who produced the most impressive performance of Sunday afternoon as well. 6-2 against Dirk van Dijvenbode, with an average of 107 and pinning 6 of his 9 attempts at double. Clayton, you have to say, is up against it on that evidence. I would make Cullen a slight favourite for this one, but Jonny Clayton, as he showed against Damon Heta, can produce moments of magic himself, and he produced a terrific moment of this weekend in what turned out to be the 10th and final leg of that match against Damon Heta. A 1-6-1 checkout after Heta had declined the opportunity to have a crack at the bullseye. It just gave Clayton a little bit of encouragement, maybe lit a spark or two, and he duly responded.
Yes, he did, and let's face it, Cullen will probably come into this match as a marginal favourite because of the form of the weekend. Clayton is obviously sharp, playing Premier League darts every Thursday, and Joe may be missing that, but there's only one way to put things right, and that's to get back to winning titles. And he would dearly love to win in this building, to slay the ghost of 2018, where he felt he should have won the title.
45.
But he didn't get through Gerwyn Price in the semis, and didn't get a crack at Jonny Clayton in the final.
Well, Jonny Clayton had a terrific start against Heta as well. He got the early break. He picks up the first 2 legs, using just 23 darts. But Heta hit back quickly. But Clayton never trailed in that match. He was just doing enough to hold Heta at bay. And on this occasion, it's going to be a very different test for Clayton because it's Cullen who's won the first leg.
You don't want to go the same way as Danny Noppert, that's for sure. I think Danny will probably look in the mirror later and say to himself, I was fortunate to make the quarterfinals anyway. But when it comes to these two, they don't see it that way. They see themselves as likely champions in around 3.5 hours. Hello. Rub your hands together, everybody. We might just have a little bit of something happening here for Joe Cullen.
Joe Cullen, 9 180s. That's an awful first start. But 9 180s for the weekend now for Joe Cullen.
You can't deny that when you're on a 9 like that, things do get it the tiniest bit edgy, no matter what experience you've got. That wasn't a good dart on dart 7. But look at the bright side. He's on 56. Clayton is a bit closer now.
Double 18.
38. Johnny requiring 90.
Is it going to be the bullseye or double 5? It's the bull. And Jonny Clayton hit the bullseye. What a shock. Is there a better bullseye shooter in all of world darts than that guy right there? I'm not sure there is.
I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, what Heta did with Clayton on 161, it was the percentage-wise, it was the right thing to do.
Yes, it was, yeah.
But obviously, sometimes, as we saw today, you get your fingers burned. Has that ever happened to you? A similar thing?
Do you know what? I can say this hand on heart because I'm a bit more old school. I have never, ever laid up when my opponent's been on a finish.
Okay.
I've just given them 100% respect because I don't want to be that guy that laid up and got burned. I've seen people do it to me. I have hit those 161s and those 170s in some pretty big games in my life. I like to be the other person to take the shot, but I will never, ever lay up. I will always pay respect to my opponent and go for it.
Yeah, and especially when you consider at the time Clayton's average was very, very healthy indeed. It's not bad as well at the moment.
I think if you would ask Damon Heta, he would do it again.
Yeah. Bullseye again? Surely not.
Oh. Point proved! There isn't a better bullseye shooter in all of world darts, and even Joe Cullen right there, who took the lead at 1-0. You've got to respect that. That is not a big target.
Well, this could be a Euro Tour first. Jonny Clayton to win every leg of a quarter-final on the bullseye. Stranger things, I don't think, have happened than that. Rice smile from Joe. Great reaction from Joe. I mean, that's exactly what he's all about.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You're going to have to play your mates at some point. This is a sport where you spend more time with your competitors than you do with your own family. And I remember back in Sindelfingen in 2013, I played Mark Webster in the quarterfinals, and when I beat him, I didn't feel good about it.
Yeah.
I felt great about beating Michael van Gerwen in the semis, but I didn't feel good about beating Mark because I know that he really wanted to make that semi-final. He wanted to have another crack at a European Tour title, and you just got to dispatch the people you like.
Double figures for Joe Cullen in the 180s this weekend. 3 for this evening. But he won't be too concerned about that. He will be concerned about the fact that Jonny Clayton has a 2-1 lead and is down to a finish on his throw for a 3-1 advantage. Joe's got himself in position, though, here.
Now look on the bright side. You can't finish 144 on the bull. Oh, well, you wouldn't.
It would take some.
Yeah, you just wouldn't.
Yeah, treble 18 tops bull.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of as well. That's the kind of thing Peter Manley would have done.
Sort of thing Mensah would do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jonny Clayton double 16 for a 3-1 lead. It's not a bullseye finish, but it's a same route to glory.
Now, I don't have the steering wheel in front of me, which will take me back in time in a DeLorean. But I want to go back to 2018. In the final session, Clayton beat Ian White by 6 legs to 4. It was an average game. As he gets another one of those crazy deflections right there, he almost hit double top again.
Yeah, that was another potential first as well. We'll
45.
touch upon that in a moment if you weren't with us earlier.
6-4, he beat Ian White, averaging close to 87. But I don't think Jonny would mind me saying that he is a much better player now than he was 5 years ago when he got that green jacket. He was not really fancied for European Tour glory at that point. It was seen as a bit of a headline. But if he was to win one now, it would be, oh, okay, that makes sense. And Clayton, that day, did something that is very hard. He beat Mensur Suljovic in the semis in his backyard. And Josh Rock is going to find out how hard that is in the next match.
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to that one as well. Wherever you turn, there's stories waiting to be written. Jonny Clayton, 3 from 3 so far. Cullen looking for some sort of a response. But the problem for Joe is that he knows that if Jonny gets a chance, more often than not, he's going to take it.
Double 18 bull. He's done it before. I don't know why he didn't try it. Or maybe he did. 104, he gets the 18. He always was double 18 bull. Double 19 for Cullen. Very narrowly missed, and he knows that it's perilous when JC Jonny Clayton is on something like this. He's already hit it in the previous leg.
Yeah, hit it once before, and he's hit it again. And, well, I made the point. Joe knows that if Jonny gets an opportunity, he's probably going to take it, and once again he has. 4 out of 4. This time it's double 16 to back up the previous double 16, and once again Joe Cullen punished, as he was in leg 2, for 2 misstarts at a double.
So he gets his first 2 legs on the bull, he gets his next 2 on double 16. I wonder which double he's going to use for the next 2 then, potentially. This looks pretty merciless from the man from Pontyberem. This is the best he's played, in my opinion, in a European Tour event for a while.
Well, Jonny Clayton averaged 105 as well against Damon Edser, almost 106 actually. He was 6 out of 10 on his doubles in that one. This could be even better.
65.
And he's getting his counting right as well.
96.
We've made no mystery about the fact that he is not the most astute counter on the circuit, but I'll say one thing, you can teach a more seasoned ferret new tricks. He's starting to get it. Cullen knows he's going to have to go bananas from here, and it's going to have to start with Clayton missing another shot, and he hasn't missed anything yet.
Well, tops could be the new route, so it's 99 now.
He's good at finishing, but he's not that good. Can't finish 99 with 2 darts.
Yeah, 10 to lead double 16.
Double 10.
51.
The shake of the head tells you everything.
It starts at a double again for Joe Cullen. And when that happens, he tends to get punished.
Oh, he's got 2 markers. And he used the second one. 5-1 Clayton. Now, Danny Noppert was dispatched by 6 legs to 1 in the first quarter final, but that was to do with a good performance from Gurney and Danny being severely under par. At times, Joe's played some decent stuff in this game, but let's face it, visit perfect on his doubling in this match, and you can't ask for more than that.
423.
No, you can't. And once again, Joe Cullen missing a dart at a double. Clayton stepping in, and that really has been the story of the match so far.
Starting to get the feeling that Jonny Clayton's green jacket wants a friend.
Well, they've got his measurements from before, and he could well be the perfect fit this weekend to be a two-time Austrian Darts Open champion.
Do you know what Johnny once said to me? I think it was earlier this season. He said, it's the worst place on tour to get a jacket like that because it's really, really warm. And when you're on a stage that's about 40 degrees, you just don't really want to have that over your shoulders for that reason, because it makes you even hotter.
Chance here for Joe. 13 darter. Little crumb of comfort there for Joe Cullen.
Yet again, in the game before Mensah Suljovic plays, it's just a little bit tepid out there. They're all saving their voices. And I know you're really looking forward to going out and watching the old Herr Kommissar
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, this is the first match that Suljovic has played this weekend where I've not been commentating on him. So, yeah, I might go out and sample the atmosphere.
You should.
Just to see what it's all about.
It was good last night. I
did something similar in 2018, yeah, when he made the semi-finals. And I do remember that, so I'm expecting something similar.
Hope Josh Rock is ready for that. I wonder who's going to play Gurney in the first semi-final. We have seen people come back from these sort of margins this weekend. Simon Whitlock came back from 5-1 down.
Absolutely. It's not beyond Joe this at all, but he's
85.
prone to the occasional slip-up like that.
But
That's the thing.
this situation is getting
99.
rather sticky, and Clayton, I just know what he's going to do on 118. He's going to go 18s first. We all hate when he does that, but he does it anyway.
118.
Will he?
Oh,
I'm
not
sure.
this time.
Wasn't looking there. Tops.
98.
Match start number 1.
Maybe he's been listening to us. We've been talking about going 18s first. How about 16s? How about 18s? Wow! What a way to save the match. That was extraordinary. Just a shame it wasn't for a non-darter. That's a great shot from Joe.
Well, that is a break of throw. So 2 breaks to 1. Clayton leads. Suddenly 5-2 or 5-1 could become 5-4. That's the next target. Joe's done well here. He's broken it down into bite-sized chunks.
Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew.
Johnny, as we've seen, the average was nudging 100. It's now down at 93. Inevitably, that would happen, perhaps. But
140.
Johnny has squandered a match dart.
And there's no guarantees you'll get any more. The players that we have left all have the capability of that 3-leg blitz. And it just feels more gettable when you only need the 1 break. We talk about the 3-leg blitzes that we've seen this weekend, and I think we've seen 37 darts, we've seen 38. That's almost what Joe needs now, that kind of blitz from here.
96.
Yeah, I still don't think he can rely too much on further slip-ups by Jonny Clayton, despite the fact that he has that 1 match dart under his belt. And he's in position once again. And he's left himself 66. Joe Cullen.
Double 16.
92.
He's just hanging on with his fingernails. But he might be falling right now.
Well,
double 8 for Clayton to do it.
Beautiful. Looks the bullseye, and he used it as the setup for double 8. And Jonny Clayton, another outstanding performance, you have to say, especially on the finishing. 6 out of 10 against Damon Heta earlier, 6 out of 9 against Joe Cullen, an average of 94 in the end. And on that evidence, you have to say, Jonny Clayton is a serious contender once again here at the Austrian Darts Open. He sets up a semi-final with Daryl Gurney later on this evening. A chance now for Clayton to regroup backstage and put in a few more minutes and maybe an hour or so on the practice board. But Jonny Clayton impressive in seeing off Joe Cullen by 6 legs to 3. 2 more quarterfinals to come here in Graz.
Clayton, Johnny, congratulations. 6-3 win over your good pal Joe Cullen. He said earlier how much he envied you back then when you won the green jacket. You made sure yourself now that he won't win one.
Nah, to be fair, we are big friends, you know, best buddies, like, so it's always hard to play against your best mate on tour, like, you know, and, you know, total respect to Joe. He missed, I think, a few doubles in the beginning, let me in, but I finished well, and I think that's the difference there.
I was going to say, the doubles, absolutely ruthless. 6 out of 9, that is happy days for professional darts players any day of the week.
Yeah, definitely, and the bull was kind to me, so, yeah, brilliant, happy days.
I was going to say there, you and the bullseye, I think your opponents, when you leave yourself the bullseye, they don't even look at it anymore. They just go, okay, let's play the next leg.
I wish I could say that, I've got to be honest, but no, listen, I use a lot of the bullseye, so I'm quite confident with it. I'd rather bull than double top, so yeah, listen, I hope it's my weekend.
In the semi-finals, it's you against Daryl Gurney. Funnily enough, a player you never beat. You played each other 4 times, he beat you 4 times, so that is a surprising stat, I may say.
Yeah, but I beat him once in an exhibition, so hopefully this is my second time. So, yeah, great player again. Respect him a lot, you know, so just gets on with the game. Love it. So I think it's going to be a good one.
Speaking of exhibitions, these guys surely are creating an exhibition atmosphere. I mean, you just heard them singing Mensa, Mensa. Of course, they're waiting for the next match, but the support everyone's getting is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. The crowd are absolutely fantastic, and I think they just want to get rid of me off the stage and get Mensa on. So, yeah, keep it up, guys. Brilliant.
Actually, you might be right. Johnny, congratulations. Best of luck in the semi-finals. The ferret, Jonny Clayton.